Thank you, Judy, so much for having the time today to speak to me about all things cab, one of our favorite topics. I'm going to go ahead and share some questions that I have for you because I know a lot of the audience is super curious about what it takes to build and run a cab. And I know that you've had a lot of amazing experience. So let's get started. So tell us a little bit about your background to date in your career and then your passion for customers specifically.
Sure, absolutely. So I have been at LinkedIn for the last 5 years. That has gone by super quickly. And then I have also been part of the customer community marketing team here at LinkedIn, specifically focused on our business line sales solutions and marketing solutions. So really on the B2B side. And that's where cabs are kind of the sweet spot there as well. Specifically, as it relates to cabs, I have been planning cabs for the last in the last 2-3 years of my career. Currently not doing cabs partly because of the pandemic, but I just really love making sure that our customer stories get told. I think so much of B2B marketing is a lot of brands pounding their own chest, talking about how they're great. And I think so much more of our marketing needs to incorporate the voices of our customers and have them kind of explain why their solutions actually solved the problems of their businesses. And that's where true marketing and true sales can really have the magic happen. And so that's why I love this role, and that's why I love working with our customers.
Awesome. I couldn't agree more. I'm a bit biased. So tell us a bit about your role when you were running cabs, obviously not right now at the moment, but tell us a little bit about what your responsibilities were. How did even the concept of a cab come about? Was it there before you? Did you help start? Where was the journey for you in cabs?
Sure, absolutely. So for cabs, I think for our organization, it originated from product marketing. And my involvement with product marketing was really a partnership together. I'm not on the product marketing team. Typically, my team as an umbrella is called Marcom. But what we do is partner with product marketing so that we can help organize these events for product marketing to get a better insight into customers who can give us product feedback or give us recommendations on how they're experiencing the product so we can adjust accordingly. The reason why this role fell under my radar as well is because I also do customer case studies and advocacy activities. So typically what happens is a customer will have a great success story that they want to share, and I interview them and ask about their success, make it into a beautiful case study and story. But then after that, we also have the opportunity to have a long-term relationship with those customers. They're typically highly engaged customers who want to champion your brand, your product. And so you don't want to let go of that goodness. And that is also why the partnership made a lot of sense with product marketing to create cabs. And then as we put the program together, there was a need to have cabs on a more regular basis. For us, it was about once a quarter. And what we wanted to do was have a regular check-in with customers, typically of a wide range of industries and backgrounds, and check in with them based on product priorities that were on our roadmap at the time, and make sure that we got their opinions and feedback and reflect that as we were building the product. And of course, through that experience, we have all of the great relationships, but sometimes also really great content if customers are willing to be part of a content creation experience as well. So I know there was a lot there to unpack, but that was how the CAB program got started at LinkedIn, and I'm happy to go into detail for any of those.
I love that. And I'm so impressed with how frequent you guys were engaging with customers. I see you guys as one of the best in class examples of that. Was every quarter an engagement that was in person? Was it online? Was it a hybrid? How did you go about that?
Sure. Yeah, we were exclusively in person, obviously before the pandemic, and we try to really vary the locations that we hosted cabs in. I think we may have had 60% or so of cabs in Bay Area, San Francisco, or Sunnyvale. But we've had cabs in New York, as well as in, I think, the London office too, in some of our European markets. And then beyond that, also enabled some of our local in-region marketers and field reps to host cabs on their own, just basically providing the playbook of what we create and helping them as well. So yeah, we really just stuck to in person. I think that typically facilitates really high engagement. And we tested a couple of virtual ones after March 2020. And those were still successful, but I think also just a pretty heavy lift too. A lot of Zoom fatigue everywhere here and among our customers. So I think after a couple of those, we stopped doing virtual ones.
Yep, that makes complete sense. And tell me a little bit around that transition, because I think I met you right before the pandemic. So we were chatting the first time we met of like all the exciting events around the world that we were doing. And all of a sudden, the next time we talked, everything had shut down. So how have you guys evolved, if it's not cabs, like the way that you engage with customers right now in this whole remote world we're now in?
Yeah, absolutely. So the transition for us has really been more of trying to figure out what our customers really want. And I think the mood from our customers and the sentiment was they were being bombarded with a lot of virtual events. And I think some of the experience from being in person, having a really engaging, thoughtful discussion about the product, so much of that magic was starting to diminish a bit in the virtual experience. So once we checked in with our customers to see that was something that was more of a priority for them, we decided to just take a pause on cabs for now, even though I'm sure our product team and our business would have wanted all of these insights and great feedback. But yes, so I think for us, it was more about putting the customer first. And I would say that the transition for us was, still relatively simple in terms of engaging with customers. We still keep in touch with them via email and find other ways to engage with them. Sometimes it's, do you want to just contribute a quote to our recent blog, or sharing some of our product updates once we roll them out, or in advance of the announcement, and giving them a short preview. Basically giving them a lot more flexibility on how they want to engage with us during this time. And yeah, that has been kind of the transition thus far for us.
Awesome. That's great. And I love that you give it the flexibility of their choice. I think sometimes companies can get caught in like, what's in it for us, but you guys are definitely thinking about what's in it for the customer. And especially right now, we need to be listening. And it sounds like you guys are doing such a great job of that. So that's incredible.
Completely agree. Yeah.